Hey everyone, welcome to another Monday mail call. Mondays, I go to my P.O. box and I look to see if I got any mail. And for those of you wondering, here is the P.O. box, P.O. Box 171, Russell, Illinois 60075. If you send anything to that address, it'll probably show up on a Monday mail call. Fingers crossed that this keeps going. So what do I have this week? Well, Dave S. sent me a couple notes in the mail, and he sent me some questions. I'm not going to read the whole thing, and I'm not going to give out his name, but Dave S., you know who you are. Thank you for sending this stuff in. What this is he does strap searches just like I do, and he got an uncirculated strap of singles. And as he was going through it, he found these two notes. Now, if I pick these two notes up, check out the serial numbers. B625446, and then this one is 30, and this one is 54. So they are both from the same strap. Okay. So he's telling me that he had a crisp, uncirculated strap where the notes were still in order. But these two notes stood out to him, and he wanted me to take a look at them. And we'll look at this one first. You can see that even though this came from a crisp, uncirculated pack, it's got a major crease right here. And when you're going through a crisp uncirculated pack, that's kind of unusual to find. More so when you look at this note, it has one crease here. It's got a lighter crease right here. And if I turn this, you can see how there's wrinkling in the page right here. All right. You can see that really clear when I turn it so the shadows take effect. All right, so these are both notes that have some serious folds in it, and you wouldn't expect to find these in an uncirculated strap. That's what led him to the question, are these errors? And that's a great question, because how do you know? How do you know if this is an error, or if this is a potential gutter fold or something wrong with the paper? How do you know? That's a great question. That's why I wanted to make this particular video. Now, the way you can tell is, you hear me say all the time, if you find a crisp uncirculated note with a problem, chances are it's an error. Well, this most certainly is a crisp uncirculated note with a fold in the paper. So the question is, did that fold happen before or after the printing process? So that's what we're going to look at. And if I look real close, starting right down here, you can see the printing over the fold, and there is no distortion, okay? Which means there is no gap or anything like that. That means the note was printed correctly before the damage took place. See on the back, can you see it on the back at all? It's a little harder to see on the back, but on the front you can most certainly see it. Yeah. So because you can see the fold and there is no distortion in the printing, that tells you that the fold was there, or the paper was not folded while the note was being printed. If there was any type of fold, it would disrupt the printing. Okay, so this note, even though it was from a crisp uncirculated pack, came with this gutter fold. That simply means that at some point while moving the pages after the printing process, this note may have gotten folded over and then put back the way it belongs by somebody who could easily see a folded note in a bunch of straps. And as far as this one goes, once again, when you look real close at these are what would be potential gutter folds, okay? Which means that the page would have been folded prior to printing. And if it was prior to printing, that would be an error. But once again, when you look close, there is no disruption to the actual print, which means that these were printed correctly. And it looks like something got jammed into the stack of singles, causing a little bit of a wrinkle here, and all of this to slightly turn the page, causing these particular wrinkles. So yeah, even though these were found in a crisp, uncirculated pack, I'm still calling these damage, not errors. And like I said, my number one reasoning for that is because it did not disrupt the printing process. That's the only clue we have as to when this particular event happened. If it disrupted the printing process and there were breaks in the printing process, then we would know that the folds occurred before the printing process and it would be considered an error. This is simply damage after the note was printed. But nonetheless, it was a great question because it's a great example of what you can actually find when you actually look. Most people never pay a second glance to the money in their pocket. There are a lot of valuable things floating around out there, and sometimes there's interesting curiosities like these. So yeah, you can find damaged notes in uncirculated packs as long as you can look and see that there was nothing wrong with the printing process. So Dave, that's your answer. At least that's my opinion on the notes that you sent. Great question, because I'm sure if most people would have found these notes in an uncirculated pack, they'd have the same question. So hopefully a lot of people can learn from your question, and thank you for asking, because once again, I'm here to show everybody what there is to know and what you can learn. And I'm always glad to help you guys. All right, if you learned anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. Love reading all your comments. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.